Alright guys, Hakeem here, back with some more Grixis control. Looking at an opening hand with good mana base. We do have a castable Anger of the Gods, and we have an early game Shock on the play. Got a couple of 7-drops here. So, there's only 2 in the whole deck, and we got them both in our opening hand. That is absolutely not very good, but the other 5 are good enough, so we're going to keep this. And I don't have any untapped blue mana, so I'm going to play this in case I pick up Traumatic Visions or Think Twice or something. Get the blue source into play. And then I'll have Shock up next turn. I'm probably just going to drop the Savage Lance. So our opponent, Bant88, the Hoarder, playing a 60-card deck, starts off with Mountain into Goblin, I imagine. There is a Foundry Street Denizen, yeah. So we're staring at the Goblin deck. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this week is just take out some of my old decks. Think twice. Do I just hold up Shock? Depending on, if he goes Krenko's Command, I may Shock because I don't want to take 3. Otherwise, I may just take 2 and let him overextend into Anger. But I'm just going to hold open the Shock here. I mean, I played the blue source in case I picked up a Think Twice, but given the board and my opponent, it's not something that I want to do because he's playing aggro. So I'd rather have the option to maybe Anger next turn, or most likely the turn after, though. We're going to see another Mountain. But yeah, I'm going to play my old decks for the rest of the week. And then on Friday, I haven't been very inspired to... Goblin Bushwhacker, eh? You're going to kick that? So how much damage am I looking at? That's going to get +1, and then it's going to get +1, and then they're going to swing for 5. So yeah, I'm going to Shock here. I don't want to take 5 on this turn. So yeah, I haven't really been inspired with the game. It's nearing the end of its life cycle. I've brewed and played a whole bunch of decks over the past year, and I'm having a tough time getting the will together to try to build up something that I haven't done already. So I'm gonna try though and get something out to you on Friday, something new. So that's the plan for this Friday. Until then, though, we'll just play some old decks. Don't think I'll get a video out tomorrow. I got a lot of lawn work to do, and I have to work tomorrow night. So tomorrow is a very, very busy day for me. If I get some spare time tonight, depending on how this recording goes, I may get another episode recorded later tonight, and if so, then you'll see one tomorrow. So this was another Foundry Street Denizen after we killed the first one. So he's just going to swing in for 1 here. So we can take that pace here. Let him build up a board into Anger. He's got 4 cards in his hand, 2 open mana. Let's see what he does with it. I wouldn't hold off red creatures trying to trigger your Foundry Street Denizen next turn. You're playing the red deck, you want to spend all your mana and get the other guy dead. So he's not going to do anything though, so we're just going to draw a card here. Pick up tap land and a Mountain. So I'm not going to Anger here. We're just going to play the tap land and keep open to Think Twice in the graveyard and hold up all our mana, bluff a removal spell. And see if he goes wide enough to justify us playing out Anger next turn. I'd hate to see Mountain, Krenko's Command, Bushwhacker, something like that. Playing a Radiant Fountain, going to gain himself 2 life. Then he's going to play another Foundry Street Denizen. That'll trigger the other one that he's got on the battlefield, so that's 2-1 now. Let's see if he's got Krenko's Command. If he does, then he's getting blasted with Anger. I'm getting 3 from 1 off Anger already. Pretty sure I'm going to pop it in no matter what. So here he comes for 3. Take us to 14, unless he's got an effect like a Coordinated Assault or something like that. No, if he's got cards in his hand, he's not playing to the board. He must have a bunch of burn in his hand. That's my suspicion. We picked up a basic Swamp here. And a Savage Lands, so... we'll just get that into play and blow him up with Anger of the Gods. And then see how he restarts. But he's going to play a land. We're going to play a land and do nothing. Or I'm sorry, he's going to take this turn, then we're going to take a turn off depending on what we draw. And then we're into Runescarred Demon territory, which we're absolutely going to start slamming. He doesn't do anything though. Not a thing. Definitely cool with that. Let's just get the island in play and pass it back to him. So yeah, that Anger and Shock. Did I draw anything but land yet? I drew the Think Twice. That's the only card I drew that wasn't a land so far, was the Think Twice. Is that real? I started off with 3 lander, and now I've got 9 of them. Yeah. Wow, this is insane. I mean, we didn't end up getting punished by it, but that is a lot of lands coming off the top there. So what are we going to go get against this guy? I'm pretty sure we just get Obelisk of Alara. We don't have the white mode, but the black mode against goblins is pretty good, so that's what we're going to go get. Inferno Titan is also good against goblins, but, let's just get the Obelisk. And we got a 6/6 flyer against the goblins, so, I mean, that's That's pretty good. Hopefully we don't get Act of Treason here a couple of times. Could have that in his deck if he's got 5 cards in hand, nothing else to play. So he's going to shock. Does he have triple shock? Wow, triple shock. I will take that all day long. Yeah, definitely going to take that. That gives us a lot more information about the contents of his hand now. He's down to 2 cards with an axe and nothing to put it on. So now we picked up a shock. Still no white source though, but I mean I can start cycling away these lands, or I can just slap down another 6/6 demon. I'll save that. You know, I will save the demon. How come it's not leaving me any blue mana open? So I want to save 1 savage lands and 1 island like this. So that way we have all 4 modes. All 4 modes that we have access to. You know, I mean there are some arcane sanctums in here. You know, so there is white and 3 sources of white mana. So now he's up to 5. Any Stormbreath Dragon coming our way? Nope, Goblin deck is just out of steam, so we're going to draw a discard. Get rid of one of these mountains here. Actually, get rid of the gate because our mana is pretty good. Man, oh man, the land. There's an inspiration. How much do we have in play now? We have 9. I guess we rune scarred, and again leave up Obelisk. And we probably just get Kozilek since we have 10 mana next turn. Although, Act of Treason. Act of Treason. Perhaps we just get a Banefire? I don't know. I mean, let's get to Titan. Titan will kill him pretty quickly. And it's not like Kozilek where if it gets Act of Treason we're going to lose a bunch of permanents. We can probably still block, so that's what we'll do. We'll get Inferno Titan. If he manages to, you know, put down a Crinkle's Command or something, we can just mop it up. I'd like to know what the hell is in his hand if he's not putting any creatures out. Really be interested to know. And I didn't use my Obelisk draw discard there, so I failed on that one. Since I have a mountain in hand that I don't really need. Alright. You know, this time we're going to save the Obelisk. Just try to kill him with the 6/6 flyer and wait on all these cards until he actually decides to cast something. You know, he's got a counterspell here. We'll just keep that up. See what he's got on 6 mana. Charmbreaker Devils, Inferno Titan are the big ones. You know, we got a shock in hand here that we don't really need. So again, let's just draw this card. If we pick up a land, well, actually, while that's on the stack, we will draw a pair. And yeah, we'll ditch the Kozilek. I don't plan on casting him against red. Although I got a feeling if he had the Act of Treason, he probably would have cast it by now. But alright. Just going to kill him like this. I mean, I think I could have cast the Think Twice that I picked up before the end of my last turn. Probably should have done that. But we're just killing with this here. I also have access to the green mode. And I also could be jamming out Inferno Titan. Maybe I'm giving this guy way too much time, but you know, I got a counterspell, and man, he hasn't cast a spell since that Darksteel Axe and the triple shock. What does he have in his hand? I don't know. Let's draw. How much mana do I have? Let's see. 8. So we can inspiration. See what we pick up. And then we can flash back, I think, twice rather than draw a discard. Let's just draw. So yeah, we got a fully stocked hand again. And now this time we're going to go green mode. And just try to kill him with a 10/10 flyer. See if that works. Got counter spells if he does have any. I don't think he can have anything though. So yeah. Is it Trumpet Blast? Okay. Alright, he must have a handful of pump spells or something. I don't know. Crazy. You know, he didn't play any creatures after that first wave. Triple shock on their first RuneScarred Demon. Saw Darksteel Axe, Trumpet Blast. He must have had too much stuff in his deck that cared about creatures and, you know, not enough creatures to put him on. Alright, let's see if I can get another one and we'll see you in a couple seconds. Alright, I managed to find another game in less than a minute, but it's against Bant 88 again. So here we're looking at a good mana base on the play. We do have 2 Think Twices, but we won't be able to cast them until the 3rd turn with 2 tap lands. Going to have Mulligan. 6 lander plus Titan. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that looks better. Okay, we can play that. So we got some cycling on the Traumatic Visions, and some Think Twice, and Dissolve. All basic lands though. So I don't know if I'm going to cycle for a swamp first thing, or maybe if I just draw. He's got the old turn 1 Foundry Street Denizen again. So let's see what we pick up on the draw here. It is a Savage Lands, but we're going to play the basic. And go fetch a blue, because we'll have double red then. And single black, so yeah, we're going to fetch a blue mana. And then next turn we can play the Savage Lands, and still have Think Twice or Visions. Or depend, you know, we could maybe hold up Dissolve. Here comes a Goblin Arsonist. So that's going to trigger the Denizen. Up to a 2-1. Let's see if he's got another. No, he's got a Furor of the Bitten. I would love to have a shock right now. He's going to put the Furor of the Bitten on his Goblin Arsonist. And swing in for 2. So Furor gives it +2/+2, and it has to attack each turn if able. So yeah. Okay, let's just go get an island. This is not looking very good. Come on, Anger. Gonna need you. Resounding Thunder. Resounding Thunder. Actually gonna play the basic so I can cast this. Take out that Goblin Arsonist before I get hit by it, I think is what I'm gonna do. See what he casts though. If anything. He's going to cast a Krinkos command. So that's, I still gotta kill this thing. So we're going to take 1 off that, +3 off the other thingy. The, what's it called? Foundry Street Denizen. So, you know, we're going to need to start picking, we're going to need to keep picking up removal spells in here just to stem the bleeding a little bit, you know. You know, counter spells and draw spells, with him having a semi-decent board, we've got to slow that thing down. Love to pick up a shock. You know, even an Augur Spree. Well, I can't cast an Augur Spree quite yet. Have to wait until this untaps before I have available black mana. So it is a Banefire. Do I get rid of the Denizen just right now? I don't think I do just yet. I don't think I get rid of it yet. I'm only looking at 3. I'm on 14. I think I'd rather draw a random card here. So yeah, he's coming in for 3. Let's see if he's got that Trumpet Blast. We know he's playing it. He's not going to show it to us now, though. I think I'll take a random card rather than cycle, because I'd rather a removal spell. There's a land, and here is an Inspiration. Well, shit, I showed him a Banefire because I was trying to play a land. Well, fuck. So we've got a counterspell now, 2 of them. So at least that way, if he does cast a Trumpet Blast or something, we can put a stop to it. Otherwise, we'll just Inspiration, draw 2 cards, go down that path. So I'll take 3 here. Next turn, though, I'm going to have to start spending Banefires on fucking goblins just to stem the bleeding a little bit. So we're going to go to 8 unless he casts Trumpet Blast, in which case we would have had to counter it. Let's see if he does anything on his 3 mana here. Now he just ends, so we're going to get to pick up 2 cards. Plus the 1 for our draw step. So there's Runescarred Demon, land. Come on, Anger off the top. No. No, 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 no. Oh, motherfuck. So we can Banefire for 1, still hold open Dissolve. So let's Banefire for 1. There. We've still got Dissolve up, and if we don't need it, we've got Think Twice in the graveyard. But we're going to need some more removal. Going to need some more removal against the Goblin deck. Do I cycle for a basic? I think I may have to cycle for a basic, depending on what happens. Here is a Foundry Street Denizen. So if I cycle for a basic, I can hardcast Runescarred Demon and go pick up Anger of the Gods. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do here. So we're taking 2. Wonder if he's got enough burn to finish us off. He may very well just finish us off with burn. So let's go get a swamp. Alright, untap, Traumatic Visions, let's play the swamp, play the Runescarred. Go get an Anger and hope he doesn't have enough shocks to kill us, because he is getting off the edge for at least 2. So let's hope we don't die to burn. He's going to shock the face here. If he has 2 shocks, we're dead. Now there's 1. There's 2. We're dead. So this guy, man, he's managing to draw all of his shocks all the time. So that's it. We're down to 2. He just has to swing with everybody. We can only block one of them, and we're dead. Well, that kind of sucks. But that's it. Playing against the red deck. You know, we a bit slow drawn into our removal. He's just going to get 3 shocks in both games? That's insane. That is motherfucking insane. Right on. Okay, well, that's it. And we'll see you for some more gameplay tomorrow. Thanks, guys.